Do we... Oh, gosh. I'll put it there. That is the worst tangle. Okay, 4 villages with at least 14 houses each. Okay, that's something I gotta prep for a bit. Which one of these? It's probably this one. I might want to specifically connect this village to this village and save myself some time. Because this game does not actually benefit me. For hooking them all together, I get. Or, it doesn't actually benefit me to be conservative with my resources. Let's see. Do we keep making Train Tangle into the worst possible place to live? Sure. Welcome to Train Tangle. Oh, that was actually the one that was just shy. Cool. Alright, so separate groups of trees. Group of 125 fields. Well, this is easy. Separate that one out. Let's see. I'll put that one in there. There's the fields. Here's the trees. We can finally lock that off. No, not enough. So we're actually filling this out. Seriously? Oh, no, it's that one. Group of fields with trees. So I should actually be extending this further. Give me a straight. There we go. And 19 groups of trees, 5 villages with at least 16 houses each. That might be what kills me. I think I've only got 4 major villages. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess my best bet would be to start hooking them all together and just go from there. Let's do that. So this is going to be weird secondary super town. Train? No, that's not. It's not really in the spirit of Train Tangle there. Much. I got a lot of tiles, so we might be okay. Groups of trees. No, I think we'll actually be totally okay. That village there. This is still considered forest for some reason. Hey! Nope, we're actually doing better than better than ever. How even? Okay, well, this house absolutely lives in the spirit of Train Tangle, and will join them. So, I think we're going to want to start codifying some natural boundaries here, mainly to make sure that we don't accidentally connect these two, because that would be death. That would be bad. I would be very upset. Let's see. Go back to villages. Start hooking these together. Yeah, because I'm gonna need a lot more than I got. Ooh, yes. No, well, kind of. It's a location that belongs in the Train Tangle, but it does not actually connect. Okay, so these have 16 houses. I don't know about this one. Now, I want to leave some room for a... See, I want to leave some room for a rail line. This one sadly does not have houses. Oh, there's giant Uber tree town. Okay, now that has 16. So, that has to have 16. That definitely does. That does, that does. Does this? 4, 8. Nope, just shy. Okay. Let's focus our efforts on making Train Tangle. There it is. Make Train Tangle goofy. Let's keep spreading that way. That field has nothing. So, group of 147 fields and 21 groups of trees. So I gotta work on making better separations here. Because I'm actually pretty terrible about that. Okay, 19 groups of fields. Well, if I just slam that right in there, there's one. I'll just lock that off. Let's see, build a village with 110 trees. How am I doing so well? We're still going. This is nuts. Glad I suggested this game. I am. It's taking a little longer than I want, which is, like, unfortunately, I think I've actually hit a, I've hit a perfect flow, which is frustrating, if only because, it's going to be very difficult for me to lose, unless I start really messing around. And to some small degree, I would actually really like to play more indie games today. I'm just going to put that there, whatever that does. We do not want to merge the Train Tangle. Train Tangle is eternal. It is endless. Okay, village with 65 houses. And equal amounts of trees. I do probably want to codify some of the separations there, so we have a number of little villages that will not get consumed. Let's see, 21 groups of trees. Let's see, village with 110 trees, 65 houses. Unfortunately, I think all of those, yeah. It's the separate groups of trees that's a bit of a problem. There's a lot of problems. Because, yeah, we're kicking ass. And, like, some of these straight up, ooh. 6 villages with at least 20 houses each? Okay. Maybe I'm being overconfident here. Thinking that I can actually do well. Because I know I'm going to start running into placement problems. I'm going to... Let's see. Ooh. That's a good spot for Train Tangle. Separate some of these things out. Let's see. 21 groups of trees. Right there. We have a dead end. Ooh. I don't get to lay those down very often. I'll put it there. Oh, it's a dead end without any tree. Actually, we have a couple of those. This one does not have any trees. Okay. I think the other problem is we're going to have to artificially grow another village here. I guess we could start hooking those together. And I've only got 7 tiles. No, I think we've actually hit our end. I might have spoke too soon. We'll see. 743 trees. Okay, so let's take villages into stock here. So this has got to have 20. How many? Well, I have 4 villages. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of these is short. 4, 6, 7. Wait, no. 4, 6, 9. 11, 15. Ah, it's this one. This one could be expanded. The only problem is that's the one that I usually use. Welcome to Train Tangle. Land of Hut. I know I should be working on this area, but I don't wanna. Yeah, I'm probably gonna run out of tiles, but that's okay. I don't necessarily need to, Okay. If I do this, it hooks together. Yeah, sure. That actually fills me out. So, group of 161 fields. Oh, well, that's easy. Welcome to field. So this has to be a dead end because of my choices. That's fine. Okay, village with 118 trees. Village with 35 fields. There we go. So I've got to start growing one of these into being its own separate village. With a lot of houses. I guess I could do it with these. Just kind of connect them together. That's a house that belongs down here. Even if it screws me up, I'm doing it no matter what. Let's see, group of fields with a shit ton of trees. Oh, hey, dead end. Where was that going to be? That was up here. Oh, but that has a house. That will connect them both. That'll connect them all. That's a bad... We don't want that. What about over here? Well, if I do that, that connects. Still not up to 20. 24 groups of trees. Oh, no. Strategic placement should give me what I'm looking for. Let's see. We're still trying to hook this whole thing together. I have enough houses. I'll just take some doing. Here we go. Oh, those aren't hooked up yet. That's the real answer. Bammo. We got it. We're up to 24. How the heck am I still alive? Okay, 24 groups of trees is harsh. There we go. There's 9 more. 21 groups of fields. Well, hey, separating that out down here. That down. Welcome to Train Tangle Mark 2. Village with 37 fields, 21 groups of fields. Okay, well, at this point, I'm enjoying this game. Should I keep going or should I stop? Because I like this. But I've been playing for an hour. And 343 is a really, really nice number. Keep going till the natural end? Okay. I'm seeing a lot of votes for keep going. Go till end? You gotta go for 420? Okay. There we go. We're going for 420. Shell is not happy about that one. We're going for 420 or until I lose. I can work with that one. Let's see. Group of fields with 219 trees. Village. I'm going to put that down preemptively. This screams train tangle town. Six villages with at least 22 each. I want to say this is the one with the issue. The other ones have actually been beefing up kind of hard. Groups of fields. I'm still at 32 though. Like that's my big sticking point here is that like I might not have a natural endpoint that I can reliably get to. There we go. Because, yeah, I'm at 36. Like, I'm doing almost better than I ever had. Look. I'll just put that there. The sooner we end some of these horror chains, the better. % train tangle town. I am absolutely going to corner myself with that eventually, but that'll be okay. Oh, I got to make 26 groups of trees, 201 fields. And 28 separate villages. Well, separate villages is easy. There's one. And I can hook those together if I need to. So, village with 70 houses. The fact that that one's not actually up there is kind of wild to me. Right, I should be splitting those off better. That's fine. I'll just keep daisy chaining them. I'm at 41. I don't know if I can... I don't know if I'm going to be able to, like, stop this. Like, I'm not exactly in a good position to just say, like, I'm done. And we may actually be able to reach 420. Oh, yeah. No, I have no illusion of that. I mean, currently I'm looking at 407 even if I play like a moron. Let's see, village with 75 houses. Okay. 31 villages, separate fields, just a whole bunch of different things. Wish there was a save function. Yep. I do too. I also wish I didn't have hiccups. Them's the brakes. Yeah, I'm just gonna extend that one there. Keep working on Uber Forest. We keep just filling out Uber Forest. I gotta leave this village a little bit of room. In fact, I should probably... probably start hooking some things together. Separate village. Groups of trees. There we go. 9. And with that, I believe, yep, we've crossed the 420 threshold. I can now officially play like a complete doof. And there will be no consequences. Well, let's get there, and then we will stop. I mean, technically we could also go till like 69, 69, but I think that would be dumb. Oh. Yeah, the big issue is there's just like, if you know how to balance these things well, and you're not afraid to have just like crazy lengthy chains, then you're just unstoppable. I think the smart thing would be, maybe from a design perspective. Oh, village with a bunch of fields. Whoops. Let's see. Anyway, I would almost say the smart thing to do would be to start adding extra limitations, or making it so that you get less and less tiles or something. I don't really know. Okay, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start filling in some of this so it looks a little nicer too. I keep spreading my bits out. I think that's becoming a problem. I don't know. Let's see, village with 79 houses. Yeah, I can work with that. Dude, it would be lovely if I could save. If they come out with a full version of this later, maybe I could do it. Because, yeah, right now I'm actually running out of interesting things to say. I'm just kind of going. And that's okay. Let's see. Let's just extend. I'm not even really paying as much attention to my objectives, too. Because, unfortunately, in a lot of cases, they're just kind of the same objectives over and over again. What? A dead end in Train Tangle Town? No! Let's see, village with 79 houses. Well, there we go. Separate groups of fields. There we go. Because, yeah, I actually have more tiles than ever before. Like, we're at 449. I'm just stopping at 420. I should have stopped at 343, because gotta rep my, my Halo fandom. Maybe if it was one of those that, like, you actually had to keep your structural... You know what? Actually, that would be it. I played a game like this a long time ago, called Fate Tectonics. I thought it was a pretty neat little game, and I rather enjoyed it. But that game had structural stability requirements that if you wanted to have... if you wanted to have a big snaking, super... Oh, right. I'm trying to do groups of fields. If you wanted to have like a big snaking supercontinent like what I'm building here, you'd actually have to make sure it was like stable, and the edges would start breaking eventually, and then everything would fall into the void. And I really liked that game. It's a bit of a shame that the dev studio went under pretty soon after, but I mean, that's what happens. A lot of games go under pretty quick. Gosh, I actually kind of missed that game. It was real fun. It was hard, and it was definitely, like, not the kind of game that I would necessarily play often, but, like, at the time, it was cool. Let's see, village with 133 trees, that should do it. Group of fields with a shit ton of trees. I can pretty much just put this wherever the heck I want, yeah? Yeah. Ideally, I'd like to make some flame breaks on these. Let's see, village with 41 fields. 84 houses. Like, the thing is, if you notice, I'm really close to all of these objectives and they just popped up. It's not that it scales too far. I passed 420, right? Alright, 432? No. I know what I can do. I'm just gonna keep moving the goalposts. Shh. It's fine. 30 groups of fields. 28 villages, maximum 4 houses each. I've kind of been doing this entire time, which is nice. Let's see. Groups of trees. Those are always kind of the hardest. At least historically they have been. Let's see. Village with 43 fields. 30 groups of fields. Let's see. I don't have a whole lot of spaces to put a dead end here. So I guess I'll put that there. Oops. I think that actually connected to tree sections. Whoops. Fine. I've got backups. There we go. That was worth 10. Alright, 2 more. A group of 1,085. Boy. Alright, we're done. 444. I could go longer, but this is okay. Also, I hate that 4. I used to draw 4s like that, and I had a teacher give me detention because I drew 4s like that. And she's like, no, you have to draw them the other way, where it's just one contiguous thing. Stupid teacher. And then 8 years later, in 10th grade, I had a teacher that said, no, you have to do them the other way. How am I going to determine why your 4s are, or, you know, if your 4s look like 4s or if they're 9s? I hate power tripping teachers. I have a lot of issues with authority. I don't talk about, no, I talk about it decently often, as though it's kind of normal. It always shocked me when I ran into, people that didn't have similar issues. So, you know, I mean, I got the gamut from being, had a kid kick me in the balls, but because I was not the minority student, they assumed, I guess, I was the instigator, which sucked. Because I was just like, I understand why this is a problem, and I want to sympathize, but I just got kicked in the balls and suspended for this. What the hell are you doing? Oh, what else is there? I don't know. There's too many to talk about. It's not great. I always had the 4s that look like 9s a problem. Except for, like, I was showing all of my work, so it should have been super freaking obvious. Yeah, what is wrong with these schools? A lot of it has to do with the fact that underpaid teachers and educators who aren't trained to deal with a lot of this stuff, they're there to make sure the students go to school and do well on standardized tests. And unfortunately, everything else has kind of fallen by the wayside. This is actually a huge issue in the US, where effectively teaching has switched over to teaching to the test, not teaching to suit their students better, because it makes them more money. Some government official once decided that it was better specifically to have every student in the country held to the same standards, without actually thinking about whether or not those standards even made any sense. And it has since screwed up our education system in actually a really notably bad way. And it's kind of sad. Because, yeah, school budgets are tied to testing performance in the US. Whereas, in reality, what it should be is graduation, student well-being. I mean, honestly, as somebody that went down a career path that has nothing to do with what I studied, I really wish we had spent more time in school training kids to be flexible with what they do with themselves. I can't tell you how many kids I went to college with that went to college just because they had to go to college, because that was what you were supposed to do. And it was infuriating seeing all of these people that were bright and skilled and whatever that just hated standardized testing, couldn't handle it, and ultimately fell into some, lower end service job because they weren't cut out for going to college. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody needs to go to college, and nobody should have to go to college just to be able to get a job that puts food on the table, and, keeps them out of poverty. Everybody should be entitled to, like, a relatively livable wage. I had a number of people, and I went to a really wealthy school, because I am super freaking lucky. My dad is my dad was one of the first people in the country to get a computer science degree, and one of the first people in the world to get a dual computer science and biology degree, effectively pioneering the field for bioinformatics, and that made him like a huge hot commodity, which, I'm super proud of him. He did great. But it does mean that I was effectively born with a silver spoon in my butt. And so it's always taken a long time for me to kind of realize a lot of these little issues. And I actually feel quite lucky that I didn't end up screwed up with affluenza like some people. But, like, I feel like the education system should always be teaching people to be smart, not to just cram information into their heads. And that sounds like such a weird thing, but it should absolutely be one of those where, like, in high school, teach kids critical thinking, teach kids flexible thinking, teach kids how to think outside of the box, not teach them how to get a perfect 2400 on the SATs. Because I almost did that. I was like, gosh, I want to say I was only 30 points short or something silly, and it did me no good. Silver spoon in your butt, didn't need to know that. I'm using it as kind of an insulting phrase for people born oh gosh, I don't know. I don't want to look down on anybody that actually got a good head start in life, because truly, like, that's rude and you shouldn't do that, especially because, like, I guess I'm part of that group, and you don't want to discriminate against somebody just because they did have a better upbringing, because that's terrible. But it's one of those where it's like, you really have to make sure that you're not looking at things from the perspective of extreme well, luck and privilege and whatnot. Let's see. A lot of education issues can be fixed with homeschooling by parents who are trying to teach. I don't... Oh, wait, no, that's... I don't know. That's not a good idea, always. I have met a lot of students over the years that have been homeschooled, and some of them came out brilliant, and a lot of them, their parents just could not cope. Education absolutely is... It should be handled by professionals, by people that care. The problem is, teaching is currently the job that people go into, either because they care and then they burn out, or because they just want to have a sick government pension, teachers union pension, healthcare plan, and they don't actually care about the students. And I had so many teachers like that they were just there for the paycheck. I had the guy that always drew fours, the guy in 10th grade that forced me to draw fours as separate things. He specifically used to be a lawyer, but he got sick of being a lawyer, and so his next best thing was to be a math teacher, I guess. And what ended up happening is he'd brought all of his lawyer baggage with him, and he would rules lawyer freaking math class. It sucked. We had a fire drill once, and everybody, I apologize that I've totally stopped on this game. I'm just kind of on a thing. But fire drill, everybody had to leave. I don't even know. No, it wasn't even a fire drill. There was like an actual literal fire. And so our classes were normally an hour and a half long, and we had to exit the building for 45 minutes while they found the fire and put it out and made sure that there wasn't more. Because I think one of the AC machines had caught fire because nobody replaced it because school budgets are terrible. And, and so we get back in, 45 minutes later, mid-test, and the teacher, this guy was like, okay, well, work as fast as you can. I'm not giving you any bonus time. And we're like, okay, cool. Whatever. He's just telling us to try and get as much done as possible. And you'll be, grading on a bell curve, right? To make up for the fact that we lost half of our testing period. And the freaking guy said, no. I expect you to finish the whole thing in half the time. I'm not changing the scores at all. And it's just like, are you dumb? And I lost so much respect for him. And I could not suppress the absolute shit-eating grin when I ranked top on the standardized testing, and he had to hand me an award for it. That guy was, he wasn't a bad teacher when it came to like explaining the material, but as a human being in charge of other human beings, he was a terrible person, and I hated him. And on that note, I think I should probably end this here, otherwise this series will go on possibly forever, and I don't really need that. This game's fun, but it's a little shallow. But if you want something quick and just meditative, it's up there. I liked it. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.